Hey Megan, how you doing? All right, it is now Monday, and I haven't looked yet, but I'm guessing you had already submitted this for your final. So I want to go ahead and make some comments, anyways, make some suggestions, and basically, I think you've got a really good illustrative style. Excellent bones here, excellent bones. I think we need a little more detail in the illustrations. We need shadow and highlight areas in the hair, detail in the hair, maybe some wrinkles in the clothes, little shadow and highlight areas demarcating the chin, maybe a shadow on the off the nose, maybe some shadows around the eyes, texture in the hair, and then those folds in the clothes. I think adding detail will just really take this to the next level. So I think another thing that you might consider doing is adding some sort of a horizon line back here. It's a great way to indicate depth. And I think it'll really help. So maybe consider doing that in all of the illustrations. A horizon, maybe a different color horizon. I mean, so the horizon line would be like somewhere like here, and then the color below that would be different than the color above it. I don't think you have enough color going on here. I think that's would be a lot more engaging with the use of more color. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look. So the timeline, I think that the narrative works out well. See the little soup? I would say little soup here. Now this looks like tomato soup, obviously, right? What I would do is I would use a brush, like a splatter brush, a splatter stroke brush, indicating these would be like drips of splattered drips of soup. Instead of connecting with the line, just use these drips of splattered soup to connect the narrative. Instead of these perfect circles, a little kind of splattered drip. Okay, this is good. This is the start. Maybe add a little couple of little lines, little crooked lines in his stomach, and maybe have him holding his hands over his stomach just to indicate he's hungry. Maybe have him looking up like this just to indicate he's hungry. So this could be the first frame. Then the second frame, he would be holding his hands with his eyes looking up or rolling like I'm really hungry. Then he goes to find the soup. He finds the soup. That's a great shot right there. Excellent. Um, there's a little bit of a lack of contrast between the cabinet and his hair, so you may consider darkening the cabinet. He's got his can of soup. He's happy. Now he goes to cook the can of soup. He's got the can sitting on the stove. Shouldn't there be a pan sitting on the stove? And also I think the stove itself should have like some kind of smoke, or I don't know, not smoke. I don't know how you're going to do that. These little cracks in it kind of indicate it's broken, but we really need to know that this stove is broken. I don't know if you'd have little like splat. I don't know how you would do it, but think of a way to indicate that that stove is indeed broken without, in addition to the little cracks in it. Um, this is, he's got a black shirt on, where here he's got a black sleeves with a white shirt. I would make it the same here. Otherwise, it kind of looks like he's a different character. Also, his ears are showing here, but they're not showing here. So again, it looks like it could possibly be a different character. Now, this is a confusing frame because we go from, all right, I don't have a stove to cook my soup, to him sitting at a desk. How did that happen all of a sudden? I would say from this point here, now we go like back to showing him with the perplexed look on his face, going like this, maybe like, oh, now what do I do? Then go to the, oh, wait a second. And then maybe have him reaching into a drawer or something to get the matches. Okay, so again, in summary, then in that particular point, we go from here, okay, broken stove, to now what do I do, to him maybe looking in a junk drawer and finding the matches. Okay, so he's got the idea. Then the next frame would be him looking. So he doesn't have the matches when he's got the idea. We would have to show him going into the drawer to pick up the matches. Then he's pouring the soup, light the match. Let's get a big flame there, really big flame, so we know that that's actually a match pack. I would highly recommend adding a really big flame there. Then we go from here to the match. Okay, so right here, I would say indicate that this could actually double as boy, gosh, I would say the matches for this one right here, make that match really prominent down there, because we can't see it right now. So it's just a big point of confusion right here. The fact that we go from a lit match to it just looks like it's cooking. We can't see that match. We have to see that match. I would also recommend maybe next to that match, put a pile of already burnt matches, like sitting in a pile. So we know that the match has been, several matches have been lit to heat the soup. Pour the soup and enjoy the soup. Right? So those are really my only recommendations. I think if you think about it, they make a lot of sense. Other than that, like I said, that's a really, really great start. Watch your contrast. Some elements are not visible at a distance. I think the soup can be bigger here. Matches aren't visible here. Light bulbs not really visible here. But flames not visible here. Matches aren't visible here. A great way to check your work while working is this. Go to your zoom tool, zoom out. Really zoom out and take a look. What is missing? What can we not see at this distance that we can see at this distance? And that's the area that you want to key in terms of making it more prominently visible by increasing scale or increasing contrast. Okay, all right, great job. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. Thank you very much, Megan.